Guys, my name is Daedric Sheep, and I'm just here to talk for a second. I'm not a super smart guy. Anybody who knows me knows someone 10 times smarter. And, look at a dog. And, I'm watching the world happen in front of me. A lot's happening right now, and it's not a whole heck of a lot that a lot of people can do beyond just living our lives. It's what everyone did beforehand. But it seems like right now, if you're not in a position where you're enjoying what's happening in the world, which a lot of people aren't, it seems like you're either doing nothing or you're this super advocate who's dedicated their lives to a given topic and they've done everything about it. I've always been stuck in the mindset that anybody who's going to do something has probably done it already. It's wrong. And I know it's wrong. I don't know if it's an anxiety thing or something, but it's somehow been the mindset that I've gotten myself trapped under, and it sucks. And I don't think I'm alone, but at the very least at a subconscious level, a lot of people either see a dichotomy. They see a dichotomy, a false one, of advocates and normal people. And I think part of that has to do with how society devalues intelligence now. Not that I have any, so maybe I'm not one to talk. But I feel like that needs to change. I feel like people need to see themselves now as either being an advocate being normal, having an opinion, an informed opinion being normal, or at the very least accept the idea that quote-unquote normal people can have very strong, very educated views on maybe stuff they don't dedicate their lives to. You know, someone who's a tech entrepreneur can have it can be well informed on, like, farming. You know, those dichotomies don't need to be there. Though that mutual exclusivity that seems to pervade life now doesn't need to be there. And we know that because look at how the world works. Almost nothing. There are very few things in life that are truly mutually exclusive. A lot of them have to do with social issues, but not even most social issues are inherently mutually exclusive. You can support, hell, a border wall and even then still support amnesty. You know, life is complex. Who'd have thunk? Not our president. But who else? And I feel like that idea that more people can understand well more things needs to be a concept that's active in media, just general mainstream media. That needs to be out there. More people can be informed on more things all at once. Right now, the whole Russia scandal is incredibly overwhelming. And this is coming from me who's interested in all of it. It's overwhelming. And so I understand not wanting to pay attention to every single bit of a scandal that happens, but there are concepts out there that even I should be well informed on, but I'm simply not. Basic economic terms and concepts, I couldn't give you exact definitions for, and that's pretty important for someone who wants to understand politics, but I also don't understand that much about my example from earlier, farming. I don't understand a lot about maybe the workings of large cities politically. You know, I've come to understand a lot of social concepts regarding human behavior. and certain aspects of human relationships. Um, I can talk political theology, not theology, political philosophy rather, with my peers at a pretty good level, at the very least with my peers. And I want to see, I'm looking at a couple things I can do to maybe instrument some of that change. And I'm not going to go too deep into specifics, but I want to look to see if there's a good way that I can reach out to more people on the internet and introduce concepts that are both desired and unheard of. Maybe not unheard of, but not as widely understood as they should be. The basics of, what people are doing as they live on a farm or a ranch, what people are, the struggles, the actual talking to real people struggles of being poor in a rural area or a municipality or a large city. What happens when a budget doesn't have money? What happens when a city is accruing debt? Those kinds of things, or even just more basic scientific things. Why can't you mix certain, cleaning ingredients? Why is that going to kill you? And you can look a lot of this stuff up when it gets asked, but that's one of the big problems right now is you have to know how to ask those questions. And that's one of the big things that I've seen, at least among my peers, get lost. Even among the intelligent ones. That even among my friends, who are a wonderful, wonderful, and incredibly passionate and incredibly intelligent batch of people. We've forgotten how to ask and keep up with questions that matter and what the next question should be. And even people beyond my peers, the people who have actually built their careers, seem to not be asking the questions they need to be asking. The questions that the nation wants them asking. If you look at like news media, the academics aren't asking the question of how do I communicate this best? There's a lot of important questions that have kind of fallen through the floor and just kind of been expected to be understood or expected to be answered inherently. And neither of those things ever just happen magically. And there's a lot of frustration out there. And I don't know if there's anything impactful I can do, but I'm looking at something. I'm looking at two things, really. But I'm looking for advice. And if anyone who's made it this far in a rambling, complaining, whiny video on YouTube from a 20-0 nobody. If any of you've made it to the end of that fucking sad-ass video, let me know what you think. Let me know if anything I've said resonates with you. If you disagree, let me know what you think. Because I'm trying to find the right questions. I'll talk to you later.